Hello, welcome on in. Today, we're continuing, fuck's sake, we're continuing the cosmic timeout, and I'm gonna unplug it and replug it back in to make sure it doesn't bloody die again. But yeah, today we're playing some more of the cosmic timeout, and hopefully my webcam doesn't die again, but hopefully this should be a slightly shorter stream, fuck's sake. But yeah, this should be maybe a slightly shorter stream. Why are you being like this? Why? Webcam troubles, man. Jeez. Why is this being like this? It was working just before the stream. And then it just decided to die. So yeah. And I had my iPod in because I was checking if my audio was fine. And it is fine as usual. But yeah, so, and why is my sister just text me? But yeah, so what was I gonna say? Today we're continuing the cosmic turnabout, and I'm looking at, so we have the last trial to do, because last stream we finished the investigation, and why did that suddenly pause? I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking at the last trial, and it doesn't seem too long. Like in the first part of the trial, we have 2 cross-examinations to do, and then in the part 2 of the trial, we have 3 mood matrices to do, which are like all right after one another. It's like mood matrix of like the same witness. So yes, that's not gonna take too long. It's not gonna take. This stream won't be too long. It won't be probably won't be as long as last stream. Which, how long was last stream? I can check on YouTube actually. I can open up YouTube and check how long it actually was. Because I just uploaded it today, the one from Monday. It was 3 hours and 18 minutes. So this stream shouldn't be that long. Usually it's the investigations that take up like a large amount of the stream. But when it's just like, the shorter like trials, then it's usually not too long. But we'll see. Anyways, let's get back into the cosmic turn. Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot to talk about something. So, oh yeah, I keep forgetting I have that on that. But I literally keep forgetting about it, but then I realized, oh yeah, I can see it's in my OBS. It's in my webcam captures it. Yeah. Okay, first. So, yesterday it was like what? I think I was on Twitter or something. No, I was on TikTok, right? And I saw someone say something about Edgeworth investigations, and I was like, huh. Why are you talking? Is that actually true? So I went to the official Ace Attorney Twitter, and turns out the Ace Attorney investigations is getting its own remaster. Like it's getting like its own duology collection. And this is gonna be the first time that Edgeworth Investigations 2 is getting an official translation into internationally, like an international translation, so into English and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. There's gonna be a Edgeworth Investigations game, that collection that I'm going to be playing. When that comes out in September. That I'm gonna be playing that remaster in September, and apparently we can choose between the HD remastered version of the sprites, and go between the classic sprites from the original DS versions, or the new HD remastered versions. And I'm so excited. What I know there's what's the official title of Investigations 2? Because I know the first one is just called Edgeworth Investigations. What's the first one called? No, first one. Second one. What's the second one called? Prosecutor's Gambit, which literally looks so cool, and it's gonna be so weird, like seeing the new updated names, because they have updated a few of the names. Like Sebastian isn't Sebastian, it's like, I don't know, I don't remember it, but Sebastian isn't called Sebastian. Like, it's gonna be weird, so weird not seeing the fan like main names, because before there was obviously the fan translations of Adrift Investigations too. So, and obviously a lot of the characters that are just from Adrift Investigations got fan translated names, and I was kind of hoping, like before I saw like on TikTok and stuff that they had like officially changed like a lot of the main characters' names. Like, I was kind of hoping that they would at least reference the fan translation, because that's what they did with Trials and Tribulations. They referenced the fan translation, because if you don't know, there's a fan translation that was in progress before the official translation of Trials and Tribulations came out, and originally in the fan translation, Dahlia was actually called something like Dolores Willow, and her nickname was Dolly, which, you know, is her nick. And obviously they didn't go with Dolores Willow, they went with Dahlia Hawthorne in the official translation, but they still referenced her nickname. They called her Dolly. Her nickname was Dolly in the official Trials and Tribulations. So I hope that at least if there's like any like nicknames or anything like that, they at least reference the fan translation, because that's what they did. That's what Capcom did in whenever the official translation of Trials and Tribulations came out. And I'm just rambling about Ace Attorney, but I am excited for Adrift Investigations when that comes out in September. So yeah, we'll have like this Apollo Justice and Great Ace Attorney Chronicles like finished by then. So yeah, should be fine. So we should be able to, you know, actually start that then. That time when it releases. When it comes out in like September 5th, September 6th, I think. So when is that, like a Friday or Sunday? Okay. September 5th is the third. Wait, is it September 5th or September 6th? I cannot remember, because I'm cannot remember. September 6th. So I'll be able to like play it, like stream it launch day then. I'll just get it and stream it launch day then. So yeah. Oh yeah, also I was continuing like starting out my script for the video that I'm making. And I think I've almost finished it. I'm gonna completely finish it tomorrow, definitely, because I have a few episodes that I need to watch for it, like 3 episodes, like 2 or 3 episodes that I need to watch to kind of finish it off, but that won't take long at all. And also I had already made a thumbnail for this video, and then I was like, that thumbnail looks not great, so I made another one, and I made 2 versions of like the same thumbnail, and I think the thumbnail that I made, the new thumbnails I made, are much better than the one that I made before. So yeah, I'm gonna use the thumbnails that I have. Now I'm gonna use these new thumbnails. So yeah. But yeah, I should be able to record it like maybe either this week or next week, and then have it out hopefully for next week. Hopefully. So yeah, anyways, let's get into Ace Attorney load game. We are in trial day 2 trial 2. Let's go. I'm guessing we're in the, where are we? I was gonna say I'm guessing we're in the defendant's antechamber, but oh, we're not. We're in the courtroom. We're in courtroom number 5. Oh yeah, cause this case, the first trial takes place just before Turnabout Countdown, and then the investigation and this trial takes place after the events of Turnabout Countdown. which is like kind of weird because which is slightly a weird, not weird, but like kind of, I'm not used to having like two cases like happen like kind of simultaneously, because it's either like with the Phoenix Wright trilogy, it's either there's a case that happens like well before, like with the Phoenix Wright trilogy, there's like cases that happen well before the start of the game, such as Turn About Beginnings and Turn About Memories. Or there's cases that are like, usually most of the cases, most of the cases take place like pretty linearly, like pretty like linearly, like in a linear fashion. Like there's no like weird timeline jumping other than with Turn About Beginnings and Turn About Memories taking place like I think 7, no, it's not 7, like a few years before the Phoenix Wright trilogy actually starts. So, but yeah, we've not had a case before that takes place at the same time as another one. Why am I rambling like this? I feel like when I ramble more, I make less sense as I just ramble on. I suppose we should reconvene the trial of Solomon Starbuck or something.
Objection!
Is the judge okay? Oh, playing as Phoenix. Oh yeah, because Apollo took his leave of absence. Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise. Oh yes, my apologies. I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. I mean, first the courtroom exploded, and then Mr. Tony self-destructed. I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Tony. Anyway, it seems Mr. Justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tony's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense? Do you have an understanding of what has happened in the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Very well. Is the prosecution also ready? Is this Phoenix's first case since he's like? I can't remember if this is his first case since coming back as a defense attorney. Maybe not. Again, the timeline in Dual Destinies is weird, and I slightly don't understand it. Like with Trials and Tribulations, I understood that like, oh, Turn About Beginnings, it was the first case. It was Mia's first case, and then it was Turn About Beginnings a year later, and then a few years later, it was like all the other cases. But with this Dual Destinies, I'll have to look up what the timeline is because I slightly don't understand it. Very well. Is the prosecution also ready? Oh shit. Why? Is it because it's really warm? I'll have to get like a fan or something, a portable fan for my webcam. I take it you'd like to give me the and it's turned off. And what did the judge say? Looks like the judge has been, I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time? Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colourful prosecutors. You could say he's something of a veteran of sorts. Let's see. In the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions at the second floor of the Space Center and on the rocket itself. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the boarding lounge. And how could the victim climb down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved. But Mr. Justice proved that the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackwell, were you able to discover any new facts related to this point? Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge, which is what we found the other day. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Donner's argument was correct. So that means the testimonies of the first two people on the scene are suspect. There are two people who claim to be the first on the scene, but can we truly trust their statements? Oh yeah, he was the first on the scene. Let's look at the first people on the scene were Oh yeah, it was Candace Arms and Yuri Cosmos. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see, the two people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yeah, it's certainly possible. We might have we might have to do a little more digging. What I do like about Apologists though, which is also why I love about why I like about the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, is that the first case, like the tutorial case, always kind of comes back around in some way. Like no, I don't. No, never mind. I was gonna say that this didn't happen with Turnabout Trump, but it did. It did happen with Turnabout Trump, which was the first case of Appellate Justice. But yeah, with Turnabout Trump, the first case of both Adventures and the first case of Greatest Attorney for Adventures and the Greatest Attorney Resolve kind of come back around in their own way. Maybe not with the first case of Resolve actually, because that's just like, oh, people referencing stuff. But I don't, people just like referencing, oh, how's your just kind of saying like, oh, how's your trial in Japan, Susato? I heard you went under a pseudonym. I mean, I don't know. We haven't fully gone through Resolve yet. But yeah, I do like how they are kind of bringing up the tutorial cases. And have them be like a bigger part of the law, unlike with the first Turnabout and the Lost Turnabout. Turnabout Memories had like a lot more significance in Trials and Tribulations the first Turnabout and the Lost Turnabout didn't really have that much significance compared to literally every other tutorial case. So yeah, and just as our team was about to cross-examine Detective Arm, the courtroom bombing incident occurred and the trial was put on hold. That accursed fellow, he killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm. He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw. Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of this trial. Is it gonna is it just gonna reveal that Candace Arm was the actual killer of I've already forgot his name. Terran. Well, it's gonna reveal that Candace was actually the actual killer of Candace Arm. It's obvious professor, not prosecutor. It's obvious prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues there was a third person in the lounge, and that's who killed the victim. To make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bored man, or a stupid one. There was no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already? Old man. How old is Blackwell? How old is... Okay, he's like younger. He's not that... He's like, what? I think 5 years younger than Phoenix?
Objection!
Not that much younger. We'll see who's the dotard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy. In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene. Yeah, Aura. They saw a third person. I see my sister has been running her mouth. That's right, I almost forgot that Aura is Prosecutor Blackwell's sister. No matter, she didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant. I guess the possibility that the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still there. In brief, we need to determine if a third person was there or not. To this end, we should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene. Director Cosmos, huh? Very well. Bailiff, please bring the witness to the stand. Okay, we're gonna hear Cosmos's testimony. There he is. Why? I believe I've seen you before in the newspapers. Of course you have. Of course you have. For I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was of course named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Why am I saying it so weirdly? It's Cosmos. I'm saying it weirdly. Why? Why am I saying it so weirdly? Do you have anything you wish to ask me? Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging. 7 years ago, I successfully launched the Hat One and Blackwell coming in clutch. Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears at seeing such a great man stand before me. So could you please also proceed to your important testimony? Ha ha ha! I see this fine young lad has a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my epochal testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history. That speech of Prosecutor Blackwell's just now, it sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. Why am I saying Cosmos? It's probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head. Now that Director Cosmos, I feel like I'm saying director wrong. Director. I feel like I'm saying words wrong, but whatever. The condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please. I'm gonna look over the evidence real quick. So we have the autopsy report and the murder photo. The map of the space center, the utility knife, the utility knife that was used to stab Terran, the launchpad one door lock. Only the prints of Director Cosmos, Starbuck, and Terran are authorized. Equipped with the backup power, print recognition attempts are recorded via security camera. Starbuck's prints were found on the scanner scene after the incident, and there it is. Here's a security camera showing that hey, it was Terran carrying out Starbuck, not the other way around. The oxygen tank data saying that Terran's remaining oxygen was 0, while Starbucks's was 80%. Space Center pamphlet. It is a full map of the. This is a map of the floor we were on, the third floor of the. This is the full map of the Cosmos Space Center. A full replica of the Hat One and important items related to space exploration and the Hat One expedition are on display. The Space Museum is open to the public every day, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then we have the control room door lock. It's locked to the east. It can only be operated by the director. Backup power lets it function. Lets it function even when the power goes out. There's a bullet discovered in a gutter that runs along the south wall of the boarding lounge. It was fired from a .10 caliber handgun. There's a bullet hole found in the why are you dying like every 20 minutes? It was found in the hologram thing. I don't unplug it and replug it back in. Then there's the Hope capsule. It was returned from that Hat One mission, I think, and it contains the asteroid samples. This is our statement saying that the perpetrator held a lighter with an Earth emblem on it in their left hand and a knife in their right. Okay, this is what Cosmos saw in the scene. Detective Arm and I rushed toward the boarding lounge together. We went find the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Terran lying on the floor, which couldn't have been possible because it was the control room and only he had access to it, right? I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. Huh. But I see. But wait, only he could have accessed it, right? Only he could have accessed the control room. I don't wanna. Gone out of the control room. Yeah, it can only be operated by the. Oh, it can only be operated. Maybe it can be accessed by everyone. I see. So in your testimony, you claim. I'm checking this Discord ping real quick. You arrived on the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge, and just after the victim had been killed. Oh, the horror, the humanity, but what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger, risking my own life for theirs. Wait, did he say the control room? We went via the control room. He didn't go in the control room. He went via the control room. Let me get the map. He went that way. He went through there and then into here, not into the control room. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men. Yeah, although it sounds more like he was scared and just had a peek from far away. Is he defense ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmos's testimony is pretty vague. I'm going to have to press him and draw out more information before I do anything else. Yeah. Okay, let's save first. Okay, I think I know what I want to press. Let me see. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck, which you're just assuming that that's fine. Aura Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge, but she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see this figure's face clearly? No, not clearly. The lights that they were holding illuminated the area around their feet at the time, but other than that I could see little else. That's why I could see Taryn, but I couldn't see who the other person was. So for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct? I would like to believe that. Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of murder. Then why are you assuming? When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third person there. Isn't that correct? Great Space Center Director. Yeah, that's right. Only Starbuck and Taryn were there by that time. You're the third person. You were the third person. You're the third person. And he got Tony to go kill detective. Maybe he got Tony to go to, commit the bombing and kill Detective Arm. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished. You mean they disappeared? That's
Objection!
The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned consciousness. Hold on. Director Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off of the scene? Huh. Maybe they did. Just for a brief instance, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. Tater, welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. How's your stream, Tater? Welcome on in, everyone. If you guys do not know me, hi, I'm Poppy. I am a variety streamer who is currently obsessed with Ace Attorney. Very obsessed, indeed. We are currently the Ace Attorney games I'm currently playing through are the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and Apollo Justice Dual Destinies, and we are currently in the middle of Dual Destinies. We are currently on the Cosmic Turnabout case from Dual Destinies. It was great, just some Borderlands shenanigans. Oh, that sounds fun. I'm not gonna lie, don't know a lot don't know a lot about Borderlands. I've seen a few people in the small streamer Discord playing it or like streaming it, and I do not understand Borderlands. I do not understand Borderlands for the life of me. So yeah, I'm glad it was good though. I'm glad it was a good stream though. Thank you again for the raid. Thank you again for the raid. Today we're just going to like right now we are currently cross-examining a witness. We're currently cross-examining this guy called Yuri Cosmos. He is the director of this like space like space station, and he claims to have witnessed the crime alongside Candace Arm, a detective, and she was out at a space center at the time. But now Candace Arm is like dead. She wasn't dead at the start of the case, but she's dead now because this case actually takes place like alongside another case called Turnabout Countdown, where Candace was the victim in that case, and the first trial took place before. The first case took place like before Turnabout Countdown, and like the end of the first trial was when the start of Turnabout Countdown started. And like the trial of Turnabout Countdown was when we were investigating this case as Phoenix and Athena, and then that got solved. Wait, who were we playing as during Turnabout Countdown? I do not remember who we were playing as during Turnabout Countdown. Wait, no, who were we playing as? I do not remember. I have to look on the wiki because I do not remember at all. We're playing as Phoenix, I think. Oh, so the investigation took place after the first trial, maybe, or before the trial of Turnabout Countdown. I do not remember. Listen, I just speed through these Aces Attorney cases. I play all these Aces Attorney cases like week after week, so I'm not gonna remember all the investigation, all the trials, and all the stuff, and all the people we were playing as. Especially because like in Dual Destinies, we play as like 3 separate people: Phoenix, Athena, and Apollo. So sometimes it gets all muddled up in my brain. But yeah, and then so in this case, and I accidentally turned autoplay on. In this case, the victim was Clay Terran, and our defendant is Solomon Starbuck, and we're obviously trying to prove him innocent. And another witness to the case was our Blackwell, because at the time, there was 2 explosions at the space center. One in where the rocket was, and I'm gonna get out the map, and I should have just left it there. I'll show you. One was here in the rocket, and it destroyed this elevator, and one was on the 2nd floor and destroyed this elevator here. And I think Aura was on the 5th floor, so she couldn't get down. There was no stairs, I don't think. So she got out like a safety ladder, and she was climbing down like this like safety ladder, and like everyone else that was in this space center had been given orders to evacuate, and the detective Bobby Fulbright was leading the investigation. Not the investigation, the evacuation. He was leading the evacuation. And Aura Blackwell, the murder happened here, by the way. It happened in the lounge. So Aura Blackwell was obviously climbing down, and she went past a window, and she also witnessed it. So, and we've just contradicted one of his statements. He said, what was his statement? he stated that, what did he say? I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. Though Aura said that she saw a suspicious figure in the lounge, but she couldn't see his face properly. It was too dark. But this guy just basically stayed, oh, I assume it was Blackwell, not Blackwell. I assume it was Starbuck when it wasn't. Okay. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Just for a brief instance, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. If you took your eyes off the scene, then this third person could have escaped during that time. But what escape route could this person have used? The direction opposite the control room, the southern door to the elevators. There's no security lock on that door, so it would have been possible to escape that way. All things are possible, right, Donna? The real question is, do you have any proof? Well... If we're just talking possibilities, we could each profess whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon. Sounds like a conspiracy theorist. Sounds like you're in prison with a conspiracy theorist. As long as they don't punish us in the name of the said moon for what we've done to it. I say, where's your proof of this? Where's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists? Is calling your theory a work of fiction, boss? And he's right. I don't have any proof yet. Still, the summer door was a possible escape route. I'd better make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question? Yeah. Why did you look away from the body lounge? Ha ha ha. There's actually another tale of bravery behind the answer to that. It was when Detective Arm saw the figure and raised her gun. Behind the great humanitarian and protector of mankind, I tried to stop her. What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure? And she can't contradict that because she's dead. I imagine her instincts as a detective told her they were the killer. I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun? I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then... she fired 2 warning shots at the shadowy figure. Hello, Ace! How you doing? Welcome on in. This information about Detective Arm's actions sounds critically important. Please add it to your testimony. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots at the figure. Okay. We did only find 1 bullet hole though, and there was only 1 bullet. So...
Objection!
I mean... And it seems a bit weird that she would fire in 2 different directions if the person she was shooting at didn't really move. If she just fired them in quick succession, like, it'd be weird if she just went bow, bow, and that was it. Like, if you're thinking, she's gonna fire in multiple directions because the victim is moving, you'd think that she would fire more, be like bam, 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 and just like try and track where they're moving, or like, I don't know, or only fire once or a few times in the same direction if the person wasn't firing, if the person wasn't moving even. You wouldn't expect it to just go boom, boom, because the bullet was found in the sewer, whatever it's called, the little sewer grate thing. What does the description say? In a gutter, it was found in a gutter along the south wall, around one of the walls. That was nowhere near where the bullet hole was found. So I don't know why should do that. And obviously we can't ask her because, you know, I mean, we technically can because spirit mediums exist in this world, and you know, spirit medium is like kind of calling upon the dead, and like kind of possession, like consensual possession is like a legitimate thing in this world. So we could just like get Maya, but again, we don't know where Maya is in this game. We haven't met her yet. I think she does come up in Spirit of Justice though. I think she is in Spirit of Justice though. Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Arm was doing? You doubt my words. You doubt my words that will someday be written down in history books? Oh yeah. And Pearl comes up in the DLC case for Dual Destinies. So, and she's a pretty good spirit medium. So we could just, you know, call up Pearl and be like, hey yo, can you come down to the courthouse and call upon this one victim of a previous case? Somehow, I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history books. Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand? You say the detective's arm fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene. What? Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once. And yet, Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. I'm that close. As soon as I said hi, my laptop died. Oh shit, oh no. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ace? How are you doing, Ace? No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction in
Objection!
Am I right? It's good. Unfortunately for you, the witness's words are true. Last exam was today. It kind of said it's all over. Ooh, last exam. You know, not gonna lie, it is like kind of sad when like it's all over, because it's like, oh, you're done with college. Like last year, I was like, oh. I mean, I didn't finish at this exact point. Last year, I think I finished on like the 25th or the 26th of last year, because I had like the last exam that my college was doing, which was chemistry. But I was like, when it was all over, I was like, on one hand, I was like, thank fuck, but then I was like, but on another hand, I was like, oh, I am probably not gonna speak to my college friends like ever again. Like, I still follow all of them on Instagram, but I follow like one person from my college on Twitter, but like, it's like, oh, I'm never gonna properly talk to these people again. So, because it's like we're all kind of going to different unis. Like, I think I know one of my friends from high school who also went to my college also goes to my uni, but I don't see her much because she's doing photography and I'm doing psychology, and she's usually like on the 5th floor of this one building, while I'm usually on the 3rd floor, so we usually don't see each other too much. So yeah, but yeah, I don't see her too much. I probably see her like every like few months, I think. So I mean, I know a few of my college friends go to my uni, but I saw one, I think, at the start of semester 1, like back in like September, October time, and I haven't seen her since. So yeah, but yeah, it is weird. It is a bit weird, like just not being able to see your college friends again. So yeah. We confirmed that 2 shots were fired from
Objection!
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to? The bird, I can't remember what the bird is called. The bird is attacking Phoenix. You should know the answer to that already. I should. During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We've already discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun, the same caliber as the detectives. Why did you say that? Wait, let me have a what? Okay, yeah, struck by a bullet. Let me have a look. Where's... I swear. But wait, we also have this one. We also have this bullet here that's shot from a .10 caliber gun. I was just not gonna lie. I was just assuming that Arms' gun was .10 and not .38 for some reason. But yeah, the rifle marks also match up. There's no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Arms' gun. Okay, so we've got another bullet. Another bullet in our court record. Rifle marks. The rifle gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct? Yes, we've gone over this like multiple times in the Phoenix Wright trilogy. And examining the rifling marks on a bullet can tell us the gun it was fired from. One of the bullets, the detective found its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots. My beautiful contradiction. Gone. Oh, gone. So that bullet hole was from a .38 caliber, huh? I better update the record. Okay, that's from a .38 caliber. Very good. Now we know the fate of both of the shots Detective Arm fired. Mr. Wright, does that clear up all your questions? Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. What does this really make? Does that really clear up everything about what happened at the scene? Well, no, we still had the .10 caliber. We still had the .10 caliber bullet. No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a .38 caliber gun, but that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a third person. Oh. Very well, but it won't do to keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a third person at the scene? The .10 caliber.
Take that!
And what is the meaning? What is this metal pellet supposed to be? It's a bullet. You just saw one moments ago. You just saw one from a .38. Just to know something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor. You found it where? In a floor gutter at the crime scene. It looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a .10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than the one of Detective Arm's .38 calibers. Then that means... Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. And a third person who had a gun that could fire the .10 caliber bullets. Yeah, exactly. Another person could have been there. And if that's true, it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. This third person fired at Detective Arm and Detective Cosmos. Why did I say detector? Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shot. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? Haha, it looks like you've deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us. What's this now? Why didn't you say this before in your actual testimony? What, you never breathed a word of any of this to me before? Ha, with all great men have a secret or two, don't you know? Foolish old geezer. So, Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along? Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw. You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom, you're just another witness. You won't receive special treatment here. Now please, give accurate testimony. Witness testimony time. Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and tearing on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when the figure fired at us. Given that there was no third party in the lounge when the witness entered, does this mean the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant? Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was somewhere else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Director Cosmos discovered this person, they escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
What? Double-edged sword. Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Mishandle one, and it is you who is cut down. Huh? Your reasoning could apply if Spacebar were the killer as well. Thank you for the follow, Strawberry Larry 292. Welcome on in. And my webcam died. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. How you doing? Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired the .10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness to invent the possibility of a third person.
Objection!
Yes, but Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by police. Nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only be explained if there was a third party who took it with them.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute there. But he can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with the weapon. It's up to you to prove that possibility, and I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. What evidence? I thought this game didn't have right. Welcome in, Blundersaurus Rex, by the way. But it does have right. It's the first game. It's the first Apollo Justice that doesn't. Okay, I was gonna say that doesn't have right, but it does have right. It features right heavily. But yeah, it does. The entire Apollo Justice trilogy kind of has right. It does have right actually pretty heavily as a character. It's just you can't play as right in the first Apollo Justice. You can play as right in Dual Destinies. In Dual Destinies, you can play as right. Welcome in, by the way. How you doing? How you doing, Blundersaurus? How you doing? Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbucks' pocket, naturally. The most compelling evidence of all that tells us he is the culprit. I did forget all about that. Look, you boredness, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to drive a mind. I've been up since before, so a bit halfway. Oh shit, you've been up like, oh shit, I did 5 minutes. But yeah, you've been up a while. Then. But you should probably get like have a nap or something soon. Cause holy shit, you've been awake a while. Wow, he sliced our third person theory to ribbons and served it to us just like that. Well, yeah, well, I have a question of my own, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, what did it hit exactly? It was found in the gutter. It hit me. So does that mean you're a ghost? No. That's a trap once you go to sleep early. Entire sleep schedule is whack. Yeah, I guess. That's... And it's the same the other way around as well. If you go to sleep late, your entire sleep schedule is that a whack. That's been me for a little while. Like, it's either I get tired at like 11, or I get tired at like I don't get tired at all. And just like try and force myself to go to bed at 1, so I could get up like at like 8 or 9 and actually kind of try and be slightly productive, I guess. With like content creator stuff and stuff like that, and try and actually have like as slightly like consistent time as to when I post like TikToks and stuff. Obviously, it's like kind of gone out of the whack now because like my TikTok views gone down the hill. But yeah, now that it's summer, my sleep schedule has been like slightly out of whack. I mean, not really, because I have to get up early for work. But that's like 3 days a week. I work like 3 days a week. And plus my manager cut down my hours this week. And I'm next in Sunday because we've got another person from another store that's come to our store. And she needs some extra hours. So, yeah. I was wondering when you would realize that your baldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls.
Objection!
Don't scare the judge. Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman. Yeah, leave the judge out of this. Your baldness was all in jest. Please show yourself again. Are you sure? In that case, how's this guy judge? To be fair though, he did have to deal with the Dahlia Hawthorne case. He did have to deal with Bridges of Turnabout. And he has had to deal with all the spirit channeling shit from the Phoenix Wright trilogy. So I can understand it. I can understand this a little bit. I can understand him freaking out a little bit. How did you manage to survive being shot, Director Cosmos? Ha ha ha. I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle. If you wonder why somebody is in a position of power, it's usually nepotism. Yeah, probably. It was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. What? That's unbelievable. Yeah, I have to check this out. Oh wow, look at that. There's one extra Chiaxa star. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. It's beginning to really feel like the cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos. But that is a short general. Yeah, it is. But why did you conceal this information, Director Cosmos? A grave man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand. I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out. Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I have completely forgotten what you just said. So I'll have to go for what I said. Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. I'm gonna save first. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and tearing on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when the figure fired at us.
Objection!
Director Cosmos, I believe you are telling this court a glorious lie. A great man like me tell a lie? Have you ever heard of such a thing in all history? My accusation is based on the positions of the people who were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door. Oh yeah, I'd started soon, by the way. And the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. Oh yeah, no. Okay, I'll start in a minute. But yeah, it would have gone in, but, okay, if that's Cosmos and that's Arms. Okay, it would have gone, I feel like Arms is bullet, if it did, I don't know, which bullet, wait, let me have a look. It was this bullet, near the victim's oxygen tank. Okay, Arms bullets make somewhat sense, but again, his bullet from the point 10 caliber would have gone that way. but it was found like over here, wasn't it? Yeah, it was found over here. We found it over there. So that doesn't make any sense. I mean, unless it, went boom, 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 but I doubt it. I doubt that it just started just going crazy like that. I just don't think it went, started, bouncing off the walls, just landed there. Welcome back from the ad, by the way. Welcome back from the ad. However, we found a 10.10 caliber bullet here. Oh. This trajectory and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Going to Cosmos. Where were you really when you were being shot at? Breakdown. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human.
Objection!
He's guilty, I swear. He's guilty. Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you? The bullet hit his metal. Of course, there's no mistake. But in that case, the bullet should have been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency? Of course. I didn't think so. What? Oh, great, Director Cosmos. Yes? Is there something you'd like me to expound upon? You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south, is that not right? Yeah. What are you getting at? Use your own brain. Your head must have had some use other than housing that bird's nest. Bird's nest? Why does everyone pick on my hair? Because you are the only one that could pull off that hairstyle. It's a shit hairstyle. I'm gonna be so fucking real. Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. And the only reason T. Gray could pull off that hairstyle is, I don't know, because everyone thought he would look like you. Because he kind of... Let me get up T. Gray. He kind of looks similar. He has the same face shape. And I feel like a lot of people would believe him more if his, skin wasn't fucking red. I would believe he was Phoenix if his skin wasn't, fucking red. I can't... Like, his skin is so... Why is his skin so fucking red? Look at the remaster. Why is his skin so fucking red? Why is T. Gray's skin so fucking red? I guess this is Ace Attorney, and whack shit happens all the time. But still, I don't understand that. The killer fired at them there, and that is why the bullet is found in the south. That makes some sense actually. Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favourable for the prosecution. Huh? I've got a bad feeling about this. How about it, Director? If you don't tell the truth this time. He's broke his shackles again. Yikes, his handcuffs. You will become but rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man. Alright, I'll tell you the truth, just put your sword away. You are correct. I, the great Yuri Cosmos, was looking into the room from the southern door. Oh, what? That's the complete opposite of all the testimony he's given so far. And now you have lost your possibility that a third person was in the room. I have? How? The director and the detective were near the southern door. Why is that like under my headphone? That's annoying. Meaning the killer couldn't have skipped through there. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way to get through there was with the director Cosmos' fingerprints. Oh yeah, so I was right before. Director Cosmos is the only one that can actually open that. In short, there would have been no escape for any third person had there been one. My third person just disappeared, like in one of Trucy's magic tricks. Ada in the cult, unless, Yuri is the actual killer. Dr. Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? You're covering for the defendant. Isn't that right? Yes, it was all for the love of my men. If I said I was in the Eastern Control Room, it would mean that the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person. What a convoluted lie. Was he really covering for the defendant? Or was he just covering his own ass? It looks like we've come to a conclusion. That the defense's argument, the possibility of a third person, has crumbled. No. It's over. Yikes. The judge is about to hand down his verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. This is the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. If a third person had no way of escaping the scene, then what if one of the people at the scene was this third person? Wait, what if the whole premise is all wrong? Director Cosmos said that he and Detective Arm rushed to the scene together. But what if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? And if that person entered the lounge, then they would be the third person. The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against these claims. I will now recommend
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility. Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright. There is one and only person who could have escaped from the scene. That person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive via the southern door. That's when the first person fled from the room, using an escape route that was only accessible only to them. Very well, let's hear more about this theory. Who's this one person who could have escaped from this boarding lounge? That being Yuri Cosmos.
Take that!
What? But that's Mr. Wright. And why are you claiming here? Of all the people who are at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door after all. But that means... Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness. Director Yuri Cosmos. What? What? Order in the car, I say. Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail. I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots. I've been hit on the starboard side. Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot. Warning shots fired from the enemy ship, prepared to intercept. Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again. I've been hit on the port side. The enemy has called in reinforcements. To Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reactor. The relationship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon.
Objection!
But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. Yeah. If Director Cosmos is the third person Aura Blackwell saw, this third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? Ha ha ha, it looks like you've deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us. Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10.10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it against one another piece of evidence, the map that you received from the third party will be all proof that we need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge. Brace for further impact. Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge.
Take that!
The bullet, hopefully. The .38 caliber bullet found on the floor of the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos's medal. If we have that ricochet mark on the medal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to be and if that mark proves to be from a .38 caliber bullet, it will prove that you are the third person we've been looking for. Yeah, the bridge is destroyed, losing altitude, all hands abandon ship. If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank? It was a .10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director? No, you got it all wrong. What? The engines have started again? It's a miracle. I'm not going down yet. Witness. Stop this at once and confess the truth. If you don't want the history box to say that Great Man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth. Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Ah, but the cosmos revolves around me. You're good, dude. You're good. Someone get me off this thing. Phoenix's face is just hilarious. Order, order in the car, and will someone please stop this man from spinning? Phew. Thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark of the medal. It was made by a .38 caliber, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No, you've got it all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding. Is he going to start piling on more lies? It looks like it. But no matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. To be continued. Da, da, da. Do, 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 do. Yes, save current progress. Save here. And let's finish off this trial. But first, I need to take a little break. I shall be a few minutes. I'll turn the music up, but yeah, I'll probably only be a few minutes, so I won't put on words on stream or anything. That's yeah, I'll be a few minutes. Okay. Apparently, OBS just does not want to pick up my music. No matter how many times I try to fix it, it just refuses. I don't know why. I'm gonna have a look at it now. Let me have a look. But yeah, it's just not picking it up, and I swear it was picking it up earlier. It was picking it up. It was picking up my music earlier because we had this nice screen. Where is it? So I don't know why it's just suddenly not picking it up now. I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a quick look. I'm gonna have a look quickly. Let me have a look. Let me see. That's what I have no idea why it's just suddenly stopped picking it up. So no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah. I may have to refresh that audio source and check it at another point. Director Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense. And they're claiming that you were this third person. Ah, forgive me. I'm so sorry. Hey, look, welcome in OBS. Yeah, I was gonna say OBS. Welcome in Nordic. Thank you for the look. Thank you for the look. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. So, great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another fabulous core. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly? Ah. The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this. Fine. I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was down in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Arm, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. I then passed the elevators and all the way around to the boarding lounge again. I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be second on the scene. What a troublesome old man you are, and with such convoluted deeds and thoughts. I see. So then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim? Of course I am. And when I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making witness. Now hold on just one moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Aura Blackwell saw was you. No, it wasn't me. I saw the person as well. If I was a killer, why would I lie to cover Mr. Starbuck? I'd just leave him to take the fall. That is an excellent point. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a preferred person. Well, it makes some sense if he told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie's a lie, Athena. So Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof? I just remembered. I have an alibi. Miss Blackwell said that she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct? Yeah, and... Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of staff you'd like. They'll corroborate with me. The director is not fibbing to the court for once. I confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified. So, you claim that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m.? And then you arrived at the lounge after that? Yeah, and I believe the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an earthling. As long as he has an alibi. We can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer. No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet. I wonder if he was really covering for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw. Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please. You really witnessed. As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door, and the launch had one door. Did what? The control room door should have been shut tight to the killer. So you were shot at by the killer as well, and then they disappeared? Yeah, though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Terran's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured. Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal. That was Detective Arm's bullet, remember? Right. What a mess this is turning into. So let's see. Director Cosmos is claiming that when he found Mr. Terran and his killer, the culprit shot a .10 caliber bullet at him. Right, but it actually hit Mr. Terran's oxygen tank and ruptured it. And then the killer disappeared and the director went into the boarding lounge. When Detective Arm called and fired those warning shots at him, judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out too. Good summary, but that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared. I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeked back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate, but what I found was Terran with a knife in his chest and Starbuck out cold on the floor. So the culprit who vanished from a scene that had no escape route. Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of those great mysteries of the
Silence!
A riddle of the ages indeed. But I'd rather know how a fibbing leech such as you can be landed as grave. A great man is always misunderstood in his own time, but he must remain true to himself even if those around him don't understand. Well, that may be the first true statement he said all day, but how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so suddenly? Simple, because it was Space Boy himself. When he was spotted by the director and Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit. I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor? No, because it was as dark as a black hole in there. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room. That wasn't exactly helpful. I'm prepared to accept your surrender, Right Honor. I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up. Mr. Wright, why don't you let me help? Huh? While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony. A cacophony? Why can I suddenly not say it? Cacophony. I don't know how to say that. How the fuck do you say that? How the fuck do you say that? Cacophony. How the fuck do you say it?
Cacophony.
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 Cacophony. That still sounds weird. That still sounds weird. That sounds so weird. That still sounds so weird. I don't know why. Whatever. While the director was giving his test, I detected a cacophony of discord, which means he's hiding his true feelings from us, her. This just might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him. You got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into your great mind. You're a Cosmos, prepared to hand over the secrets of your heart to me. Let's go. Mid-Matrix. Woo! Okay, let's save now because we have a Mid-Matrix. Okay. Surprise, anger, sadness. Okay. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. Why isn't he surprised at that?
Got it!
You must have thought it was very strange that the killer had vanished into thin air. I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually. And yet at the time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence. Why are you... I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. You must have had a good idea of where they went, isn't that right? Of what? No, of course not. That's preposterous. Only I could enter the control room. And the area beyond the launchpad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable. And as for the southern door, I was standing right there. So there was nowhere for the killer to run to. Maybe, or maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran, yeah? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip out through the southern door? I highly doubt it. As you recall, right after I entered the lounge, Detective Arm came rushing toward it herself via the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape through there would have been caught by her. And yet the director wasn't surprised the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use? It's working, boss. One more punch and it'll be a knockout. There seems to be one more emotion that's at odds with his testimony. Go get him. Okay, back in the Matrix it is. Time to pinpoint our way to victory. Let's go. Let's have a look through the rest of his testimony. As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer's side fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot, but when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door, and while the launch had one door, what's he said about? I just got the wrong way. And the control room door should have been shut tight to kill, because he's not exhibiting sadness on this one. So why is he exhibiting sadness on this one? Pinpoint.
Got it!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launchpad door. The Great Hero Cosmos, afraid? What basis do you have for that outlandish accusation? Whether I have any basis or not, you seem quite distressed by it. I'm most certainly not. Director Cosmos, there's something about the launchpad door you're not telling us, isn't there? He's not telling us something. Oh, he's speechless. It looks like you hit the nail on the head, boss. I'll just import those two pieces of data, and yes, just what I wanted to see. Noise level down to 70%. Presto, changeo, let's discard. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks, Athena. Now to make sense of what we learned. Director Cosmos was surprised that the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge, which points to the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launch pad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the launchpad door. When we put those two pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here? Through the Launchpad 1 corridor?
Take that!
The culprit went through the Launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they? Yeah, I mean, no. Disaster to starboard. We're going to crash into an asteroid. A master tactician, if you are not. But the area beyond the door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? True. This is still the only logical answer there is. If we can just figure out what the director is hiding about the Launchpad 1 door, we should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies. But that door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Turn, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened that security lock here. That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there's a way he could have easily gotten past that security lock. Come to think of it, we didn't examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device. And so, was it in Starbucks' prints? I propose that the killer used this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock. Starbuck.
Take that!
That's... Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gone past the security lock by using Mr. Starbucks' prints. And actually, Mr. Starbucks' prints are exactly what we found on the device's screens. It looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1 door. And I bet it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet. You know, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it? Huh? Oh yeah, by all means. There's a security camera in boarding lounge 1. Right, the one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor? If the true culprit escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, then that might have been recorded on the security footage as well. Then the mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic? Maybe. Or it would have been deleted. I hope you didn't strain your faculties too much without your boldness. I beg your pardon. Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point, it's deleted. Oh my! The footage cuts off. The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. There's no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens. I thought it was such a good idea too. Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much grandpa boldness. Prosecutor Blackwell, how did you know about my grandchild? I think his grandchild just learned a little about the harshness of the adult world. So aside the issue of grandchildren, I'd like to have the witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge? If I must. Ahead to avoid getting shot. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. Okay, info update. But that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator side door. And the detective shot at me. So you see, the killer could have only escaped to the launch pad, right? I think it's this one.
Got it!
Director Cosmos, were you so surprised when Detective R found you, and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural?
Yeah, of course.
Sadly, even great men such as myself have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotions. Even a great man such as myself experience experience a surprise on occasion. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But my real point is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by. Pardon me? First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were, of course, again, surprised when she shot at you. But considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprise reaction is the fact that you were more surprised when Arm came. Sure, you were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you, but the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater. The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than being shot at suggests to me that you are conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there. The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence Operation Hide Under Your Desk. Dude, please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Okay, it's gone down to 30%. Boss, I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean he really is hiding something about the launch pad door. And whatever he's hiding most likely has something to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. If he was doing something suspicious around that door, maybe we could spot some change between before he came to the room and after. Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison. Let's see. This footage at the door before the Director Cosmos arrived. This is how the door looked after the Director entered the lounge. Oh, that! Hey, look at that! There is a change. Something's definitely different. Director Cosmos. What is it? What have you two been up to over there? Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you, that's what. And that answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation. Don't be ridiculous. If you really do have an answer, you'd have pointed it out already. He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident. It was this.
Take that!
The answer is this knob. That's... Your Honor, please take a look at this footage. Let's see. Take a look at the knob next to the launch pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal. Yeah, it is, isn't it? However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical. And what does that mean? It means that sometime before the director arrived and after, someone turned this knob. After the scene was discovered, you are the only one who could have turned the knob. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. I just sneeze really badly. What were you trying to do by turning that knob by the door? Fine, I admit it. You're right, I did turn that knob. That knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there'd be more explosions, so I wanted to move the launch pad away. You wanted to do what? Hey, didn't Ponko tell us something about how they prepare for launch? She said that once the launch pad's fully assembled, it's moved to the launch site. Okay. Oh yeah, it's moved. The safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first. I guess that clears up what the knob is for. It's used for. Oh, so if the killer escaped into the launch pad 1 corridor, maybe they'll transport it along with the launch pad to the launch site? I don't think so. The launch pad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could have escaped through that corridor. So then where did the killer escape to? I guess there are still some things we have to uncover. Director Cosmos, I request that you tell us about moving the launch pad in more detail. Fine, but listen carefully, for I am about to give history-making testimony. Okay. I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. Why are you happy about disengaging the safety lock? I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. And you make it sound like you are reluctant to do so. And yet, when you did it, you felt some joy, as if you were very pleased with yourself. Yeah. How'd you do it? How'd you know everything as if you were there? Pretty impressive, innit? This is the power of analytical psychology. So care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts we've discovered up to this point, I have to believe that you are trying to fulfill some hidden agenda. How'd you know about that, too? Because I'm more or less a pro. I'm guessing. Yeah, he's a pro at bullshit. But you have no proof that I had a hidden agenda. And even if I did, I would never ever tell you. And so there. I know they say people regress as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake. And how could you doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence...
Silence!
You, a man of integrity? Don't make me laugh. Prosecutor Blackwell? What came all over him all of a sudden? You've spouted nothing but falsities since you've stepped up to the stand. You know the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history. Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider greatest barefaced liar an honor. Liar? His words bite harder than his blade. You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosions. My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves have betrayed you. You know, just a thought, but modern English can be a friend. And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge 1 side. The police confirmed this on the scene. What? A liar? So that means the director didn't move the launchpad. Curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. Let's leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart's content.
Objection!
But this doesn't make any sense. You can't deny that someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we trace down the truth of this issue, we just might find where the killer escaped to. Ah! You're sure it must have went somewhere? We just might find out. Okay. What? The arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wistful thinking. Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is. Are you not man enough to do enough? Are you not man enough to buy? Haha! Talk about hidden below the belt. Youngins these days. He's become old. He's become a boomer. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launchpad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge. But the launchpad is right where it's supposed to be. Ah. Wait a minute. Maybe I have it all backwards. What if the director turned the knob not to move the launchpad away, but to bring it back to where it was supposed to be? What are you blathering about? What if the launchpad was at the launch site before the incident, and then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot? All they had to do was turn the knob to call the launchpad back, and it would be right where the police found it. Ah. Ha. You made him sigh like Mr. Starbuck. What was that? Was what I said really that off base? It pains me to have to explain how wrong your own logic is to you, however. A great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge when our astral wonders made their escape. A fact has been recorded for posterity on filmless film. Oh, right. So to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy. Get a grip, Mr. Right, and focus. We know the launch pad must have been moved, but our deductions and the actual facts of the case are in direct contradiction to each other. Or maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. The footage could be faked and taken with body doubles after the incident or something. On second thought, that's too far-fetched even for me. Yeah, it kinda is. It kinda is. Shit, my webcam. How long has that been dead for? Never actually boarded the rocket? Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe. Huh. Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you that the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went into another place? And what if when the director moved the launch pad back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place? What would you say then? What can I say? I know how to pronounce it. Existential. That's the best we're gonna do. But I'll cut you. Just let him swear, man. Just let him say bullshit. Existential. I'm gonna look it up because my brain is not braining.
Existential.
That's how you pronounce it. Existential. Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself at once. Shit. Where's my webcam being so silly today? I know I'm right. It was all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. But Cosmos' reason for moving the launch pad 1 was to switch it with another place. Because he wanted to switch it with some other place. I'm sorry, but did you say switch it? But what could he possibly have switched the launch pad with? Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box, and the answer comes clear as day. This is what was switched with Launchpad 1. I'm gonna guess. Well, the only other place that could have been switched is the Space Museum. So, Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1 and can even be moved to the launch site. Meaning the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can also be switched with each other. You can't mean the rocket the astronaut boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum. What? Border dash. And yet, it's the only explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident. I see Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum have already switched places. That's right, and with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from boarding Lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter Launchpad 1 for boarding Lounge 2 and set the bomb on the rocket. Come to think of it, the door to the Space Museum from boarding Lounge 2. Welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 AM to 7 PM. Exactly. Anyone could pass through the door to the Space Museum. There is no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, with the two launch pads switched like that, someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted that bomb. Yeah, as they're setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into boarding Lounge 1 and waited there concealed in order to kill Mr. Terran when the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. Recalling Miss Blackwell, Mr. Starbuck and the director also a suspicious figure, who, we can tell after killing Mr. Terran, made their escape into the Space Museum. After that, Director Cosmos switched the two launch pads back without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum. The killer then left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway. Right, Donna, I see you know how to handle a sword and handle it well. And then just realized that my stream is like so dead without any music. But you know, it just is not working at all. Wait, what if I open it up in a browser? Instead, will it now work? Let me see. Let me open it up. Okay, where there it is. Let me see. Will it open as now? Will it be like that? No, it's not working. What if I change another one that I don't use? Let me see, this one? No, that one's not working. Okay, it just does not want to work then. My music just does not want to work at all. Okay, I'll have to try and find something else. I was to try and sort it out. Oh, I need 5 minutes. Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff. I'm a seasoned warrior who has cut down many a prophet.
Silence!
Yes. But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword. And that's why you have no proof I switched the launch pads. Somebody needs a better anger management counselor. If the launch pads really were switched, there might be a record of it somewhere. At this point, launch pad 1 and the Space Museum were switched with each other. So the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum. Whoa, what if I just have it set to my desktop audio and just Starbuck. Let's see, this is an image of the Launchpad 1 corridor. It works! I just had to set it to a desktop audio instead of having the separate sources. Okay, let's meet that one in case it actually does come up. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage? Huh? That number on the floor. 1. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after our prosecuted Blackwell. And if this is just another bluff, oh, don't worry, it's all right here. Right, in this footage, proof that beyond this door is the corridor to the Space Museum. Very well then. Answer this for me, if you would. What in this footage proves that the corridor belongs to the Space Museum? Here.
Take that!
See, that right there. There's a 1 on the floor of the Launchpad 1 corridor. But take a look at the floor of the corridor in the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronauts? It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because what you see is actually part of a 2. What? Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see is the one to the Space Museum. I never noticed that before, actually. And so that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke. That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1 on the side opposite the Space Museum. And now that we know the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the mystery from the previous trial of how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Terran carried Mr. Starbuck simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle level. Just incredible. The 2 launch pads were actually switched. I need to sneeze. But you'd think someone would have noticed an event of this magnitude. Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swept back. I accidentally did fucking mute then. There's no way anyone could have known what was happening on the surface. I'm gonna wash my hands after stream. And the noise level is down to 0. Bye. No, I got a little bye-bye message from Widget. No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth. Murder, my glory, everything is slipping away. Time to deploy for an rapid collective engine ignition. What? It's on haywire. It won't stop. Till never. Lovely little stars, my glory, lovely little stars. I know, that's so funny, it's so cute. Well, he's run away from court now. Bailiff, on your seat and after that witness. You good? And how's the door just magically repaired already? Unless it's ace-attorney and you know ace-attorney logic. But still, how is it fucking fixed already? I see we managed to retrieve even before you came to any bodily harm. Director Cosmos, do you admit you switched the launch pads? I admit it's true. I switched launch pad 1 for the Space Museum. It's good to hear words I can believe for a change. Before you do, Your Honor, 2 things. First, we don't know if Mr. Terran had prior knowledge of the switch. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Terran would have realized the instant he stepped into the Space Museum that he had been switched with Launchpad 1. So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfect to find... Oh yeah, I started soon. Why did Mr. Terran feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? That is in progress. I need to stretch. Oh god. I think we're almost at the end of this. We're pretty much at the end of this trial now. So yeah. Our next case is tell about for tomorrow, which has 3 parts. The investigation is like usual length, so we could probably do the investigation in 1 stream. And then the trials are quite long though. The first trial has 2 cross-examinations, a mood matrix, and like I'm revisualizing the case, whatever that means. And then trial part 2 has 3 cross-examinations and like dialogue, so yeah, we just have to see when I'm gonna stream turn about for tomorrow. Yeah. As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the 2 launch pads to begin with. Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast. The director is terrified. He must have one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why. Probably not a good time to try and pry it out of him, huh? Excuse me, but would you mind if I picked up my stars? Without my badge of rank, I'm nothing. I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director retrieve his stars. It appears the the possibility of a culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say? I don't get it. Don't get it? What don't you get? Director, why did you do all of that? From the very beginning, you never meant for the lodge to go ahead, did you? You tricked us. Mr. Starbuck. Starbuck, my boy. I'm sorry, I can't tell you the reason why. But I had to do it to protect the Space Center. Director, will I ever get the chance to go to space again? After Hat 1? Oh, that's Aura! She was an astronaut. She was on that team with Taryn and Starbuck. Just want to know who this is now. Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens, and that's Ponko, I think. I will get you to space again, my boy. Then the dream is still alive.
Silence!
Silence? What the fuck do you mean silence? You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. I won't have it any other way. Why are you so hung up on him? Yes, I accept that launch pads really was switched, and if there was a third person at the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. But I've yet to see proof of this third person's escape via the Space Museum. Oh, that's a good point. He's right. I don't have any proof. Starbuck, you will spill everything you know. What? Me? Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now. If you don't, my blade shall feast on your blood. If I'm going to die, I want to die in space. I have to do something. Solomon Starbuck, prepare yourself. Oh yes, Fulbright coming in clutch. Ha ha ha. Now you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. That annoyingly cheerful laugh. It can be none other than Fulbright. He's back. Champion of righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here. In justice we trust. Detective Fulbright. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late. I don't believe we had an appointment. I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to break up a cat fight. I tell you, just as sure as a full-time job. Was there a fight between cats or... why are you here again? Because the defendant isn't the culprit. I came to ensure that justice is served. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Fulbright. I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. But have you finally succumbed? Nope. But it looks like you've succumbed to this phantom. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment. What evidence? Come to think of it, he did say something about finding us some evidence. Thanks to you two, I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. I don't think he was serious though. So what is it, Detective? Is it something that will prove Mrs. Starbuck innocent? It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A lighter? That's right, a lighter thought to have been used by the culprit, no less. The Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has the vintage Craig Tarrant's blood, along with his killer's fingerprint on it. What? Okay, is it gonna be Cosmos's fingerprints on it then? Order. Detective Fulbright, can I assume that the fingerprints don't belong to the defendant? You bet. Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent. This is it. This is just what I needed. I think that's how it's a court record. Your Honor, This is decisive evidence that supports the defense's earlier claim. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this letter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate that after the murder killed Mr. Terran, they escaped with letter in hand into the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. Then finally the killer left through boarding lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in boarding lounge 1 after the murder. A first-time director Cosmos has testified too. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been the one to drop the letter there. But the defendant has free reign of the area until Director Cosmos appeared. Could he not have dropped the letter in the Space Museum during that?
Objection!
You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with the lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had the time to double back to the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, this lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer. Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found on this lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? These pieces of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck wasn't the culprit. This does indeed appear to be decisive evidence that proves the defense's claims. As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. No, there must be some mistake. Frankly, Prosecutor Blackwell, I'm worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency because tomorrow. What is it like the day when I can't remember what it's called? But it's the day when it stops, when the case becomes closed, there's no, you can't investigate it or anything anymore, and it doesn't go to court. It just becomes a cold case basically. Fulbright, you promised them to speak of that, huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant is innocent, in light of the fact that it was impossible for him to have committed the crime. A few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. But for now, this court finds the defendant Stallman Starbuck not guilty. Yes, we did it, Mr. Wright. Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright. Mr. Wright, Miss Sykes, thank you. And please thank Apollo for me too. You all are the best. Oh, I wish I could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict right now. Yeah, me too, but that's going to have to wait. Now that a verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Huh? Blackwell? It's too late to object, isn't it? It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you dissatisfied with the verdict? Fulbright, what were the results of the fingerprint analysis for the lighter? Huh? The results? Ha 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 ha. What were the results? Well, I was in a hurry, you see, and then there was that catfight, and well, I kind of got carried away when I heard the prints were Mr. Starbucks's, so you haven't yet to read it. Prosecutor Blackwell, can you read out who the prints belong to? Who? Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Sykes. Athena! So says the report. What? What? Huh? Me? How have they seen it? How have they seen us? How have they seen us? Order, I say. Order. Miss Sykes, tell me you have an explanation for this. We just finished proving that this lighter could only belong to the killer. So finding your prints on it can only lead us to one grave conclusion. I don't know how they got on there, but I know I'm not the culprit. What the fuck? This can't be happening. We built up our argument piece by piece, and I don't think any of our reasoning was faulted. So how could it have led to this? What have I done? Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Order. Detective Fulbright, stop your crying. What in the world is happening here? It's like the world's gone mad. Order. I will have order. Oh my god. Okay. Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we'd fought for, the truth had turned cruelly on us to accuse Athena of the crimes. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We had stumbled over the edge of reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness. Oh my god. That's the end of the case. I'm sorry, you can't just leave us on that cliffhanger there. You can't just leave us there. I mean, it's most likely to be picked up in Starbuck for tomorrow. But still, you can't just leave us there. Oh my god. You can't just. This is too cool to have Athena being the first one to show up on the cozy thing for doing this. But I'm sorry, what the fuck? Huh? That is. I can't believe that. Anyways, let's look out to somebody to raid. Let's go raid out to. Let's go right out to Kai. I'm gonna wait until this ad goes away. I swear I dropped it. Oh, I dropped it. Yeah. But come on, what the fuck? What? I'm so confused. This will probably be a plot point in Starbuck for tomorrow. But still, I am so very confused as to how Athena's fingerprints got on the lighter. I don't know how. Again, we'll probably pick this up whenever we next stream Apollo Justice. But still, I am very confused. I'm very confused about how this happened. Anyways, guys. The next stream. It's not going to be on Friday, as I mentioned the other day. As I mentioned on Monday, I think. Our next stream shall be on Sunday. I might stream Sims or Oswork, or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, all my socials are down below, either in the commands or in the About Me section or in the description if you're watching from YouTube. And I shall see you guys on Sunday. Bye guys. Bye.